Hey yo, what's up, my beloved hashtag champions fam? It's the bad guy WWE champion Zeke 4-0 back with a brand new video. And as promised, I am here to present my top 10 tips to new players for WWE champions in the year of 2023. Now, I'm going to try my best to make this short, sweet, and brief, but I'm going to do the best I can to also tackle the top 10 suggestions I can give to any player who just downloaded the app and wants to give this game a shot. So first and foremost, number one is simple. You're going to link your account via Facebook as well as make a portal account. As you can see in the very top right corner of this game, you can see a little blue globe as well as a silver screw. You're going to tap that screw and you're going to sync your account to your Facebook account. That way, if anything happens when you transfer devices, you're going to be able to pull it up and get back into it one way or the other. Aside from that, you also have the portal. The portal is going to be very critical to many players one way or the other, whether you're spending or you're absolutely free to play. This is another way that you can log into the game. You log in, you can either log in through Facebook or you can go ahead through the portal itself and make an account that way, and you're going to be able to log in and get all of your information. It's going to keep stats on you. It's going to let you know leaderboards. It's also a way to utilize and find out information on superstars in upcoming events or currently running events. So that is number one, getting your account saved and securing your safety for your account. If anything happens to your phone, your tablet, your computer, you can always be able to pick up where you left off. That is very crucial, especially if you want to play this game for the long haul. Number two is going to be something that's also easy. I feel that everyone needs to do this. As soon as you get into the game, you're going to want to level up ASAP as soon as possible so you can join a faction. When you join your faction, you're going to want to make sure that every single day you're hopping in and you're doing your missions. You're going to make sure that you claim your daily login bag. You're going to make sure that you buy something out of the store. You're going to make sure you do these things so you can get the points that are going to help you get these stars. You clear these stars. You get currency so you can use it in the shop. You got 3 different shops here. You got your faction store shop, you got your swag store shop, and you have your faction boss battle shop. So you always want to go in and make purchases one way or the other. These are going to help benefit you because you can get a lot of key resources as well as superstars that are going to help benefit your account progression. So you definitely want to hop into a faction, figure out what kind of pace you want to go at. The people are going to do their research. Faction mates are going to do their research, see what your level is, and they might say, hey, you might be going for a heavy hitter faction. They might have a lower tier faction to help you, get your footing, and then you can work your way through the ranks and earn yourself a spot, an opportunity at least, to join one of their top tier factions. So you definitely want to get into a faction ASAP. Another thing you also want to do is you want to do your research via portal, looking up information on certain events or the move sets of superstars that are current or upcoming. You also want to utilize YouTube. YouTube is critical. All you got to do is log in to YouTube, type in WWE champions, and videos are going to pop up. Watch certain content creators, and they will have gameplay for you, or they're going to be breaking down contests for you, so knowledge is power. When you're getting started, you're going to get a little leeway. People are going to understand, but at a certain point, you don't want someone to be holding your hand either. You want to make sure that you're showing initiative to your faction mates, that you want to get knowledgeable. You want to know how to run characters by yourself on your own. You want to play around with characters by yourself on your own, so you have an idea. You might come up with a move set that your faction mates might have never ever thought of, and it could benefit them moving forward. So you want to utilize knowledge. Knowledge is truly powerful. So join a faction, pick brains, ask questions, play with the game, learn with your champions as you go, and also do your own research, going on the portal, going on the blog, then find out about contests and events, as well as going on YouTube to watch gameplay on champions that you pull and recruit and already have, so you know the proper optimized way to run them, or if they're even worth running. Next up is you want to make sure that you're logging in every single day. You want to make sure you're logging in every single day so that you can take care of your content. Plus, you also want to make sure that you log in. So after a certain point, depending on your league, you're going to get a certain amount of resources. But these resources don't come free. You're going to have to do some tours when you first get started. You're going to always have a daily class tour as well as your Dead Man's Daily. Dead Man's Daily is going to give you coins, where your class tour is always going to give you class-specific resources. So there's 6 classes within champions: acrobats, powerhouses, showboat, strikers, technicians, and tricksters. You also have different eras and subcategories. You got Attitude Era, PG, Hall of Fame as a subcategory, Mutants, Masters of the WWE Universe, Ghostbusters. There are a plethora of eras and sub-eras to cover all your requirements. You also want to make sure that you're doing your weekly showdown runs, as well as your tours through the road whenever possible to collect additional resources. So always log in daily to take care of classes. Make sure that you always log in at a certain point in time, usually around 7 p.m. or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Obviously, it's going to be different in your time zone. So you can also pick up on the calendar. Through the calendar, you're able to pick up free bags of characters to get shards. You might get lucky and get the superstar. And every set amount of days, you'll also get a bonus bag for superstar shards. You'll also collect resources along the way, players' chests that are going to give you shards for other characters that might help optimize your results sooner rather than later. Plus, you also get every month a guaranteed free-to-play card, at least at 3-star bronze. So they might up that as time goes on, but you always want to log in daily and make sure that you're doing your part when it comes to these daily tours, as well as your weekly tours that pertain to the MLC month-long contest, which I will cover shortly. After that, you want to make sure when you're logging into this game, when you start off, you're going to be handed certain characters for free. You're going to get The Rock Showboat for free. You're going to get John Cena Showboat for free. You're going to get Kane Trickster for free. Striker Triple H for free. You're also going to have an opportunity every single month to get free-to-play MLC Chase Champions. However, I want to strongly advise this and suggest this. You are definitely going to want to make sure that you log in, take care of what you can. It's going to be a little bit of a waiting game for sure. But as soon as you get rolling and get firing all cylinders, you want to make sure that you are taking care of your universal trainers. And what I mean by universal trainers is you're going to want to take care of characters like Xavier Woods. He is your purple MP trainer. You want to take care of your trainers and coaches that are going to benefit you. So you want to take care of your characters that are going to benefit you when it comes to MP charge, Gem Generation, Gem Destroy, depending on the characters that you collect, and depending on what your faction may say, you might want to emphasize working on Gem Damage trainers and coaches, move damage trainers and coaches. You want to work on these characters because they're basically in-game characters. They're always going to benefit your account. They're always going to have a need and a use for your account. So you want to take care of them. Your heavy hitters are going to come and go because the meta changes, and quite frankly, you're going to be stockpiling a lot of resources in the meantime. So until you get the heavy hitter that you need to fully invest in, you need to work on your other trainers and coaches, so that way when you pull other top tier units, or viable units at least, you're going to be able to utilize them easier because you have been taking care of those trainers and coaches that you need. So you definitely want to make sure that you're always on top of your trainers and your coaches within the game. Aside from that, you also want to make sure that every single month, there's going to be an MLC, month-long contest. Sometimes you might get a WLC, a week-long contest, which is going to feature a free-to-play unit that you can pick up and recruit. So, when that happens, every single month, you can get them a couple of ways. Sometimes they're featured inside the store, and sometimes they're going to be featured elsewhere. So, right here, Happy Corbin, Big Bad Wolf, was the free-to-play champion from December through January for this first time ever 2-month-long MLC. He is the free-to-play champion. This is a character that you are going to be getting every single month. And these characters have proven to be broken. They have proven to be busted. And granted, if you decide to spend, as you saw, there are offers in the store that you can pick up to take them up higher. But I alone was able to get him up to at least 4-star silver by him without spending anything crazy but within the first month, now he's sitting at four-star gold. And then here's another thing. If you're worried about tokens, because each of these free-to-play champions get specialty tokens to evolve them, right? To spare your other resources, your other tokens. You're going to want to make sure that when you do this, you want to save up your other resources, because after the conclusion of the MLC, the specialty tokens will go away and the specific class tokens will come into play. So get them up as high as you can. And then if you can't go any further, obviously, if you're just getting started, don't worry about it. Don't fret, because they will switch over to regular tokens, where then you will be able to properly invest and evolve them up higher or enhance them higher if you need to. So that is something you want to do. Another thing that is critical, absolutely critical, you want to RESPECT, rest in paradise, Aretha Franklin. Respect your resources, your coins, your TP, your tokens, your health packs. You want to respect all these resources. You never want to hit zero. IGC in-game cash is also a thing. There are many ways that you can go and get that by checking out the very bottom of your store, your offers. You can watch videos, and you can also complete offers by downloading apps or making other purchases through other apps, and you can get cash, so you can also do pulls later on. So you always want to respect your resources. You never want to hit zero, and while you're starting the game out, this is critical. You don't want to just pump coins and TP into everybody and anybody, because duplicate shards are a thing. You're going to be pulling dupe shards of characters that can help you fuse them up, and as well as take care of their moves, and that can save you on TP that could go to characters that actually need it. So that's what you want to do. We are at a point in time in this game now where you have 6-star characters, and they need dupe shards of characters in order to go up. As you saw with the faction boss shop, there are times where you can pick up shards where you'll get plenty, so you can take up certain characters, and that is something that free-to-play characters are going to need to understand too. You also have the showdown shop, which is available, that is going to benefit you when it comes to these things too. So, following that, the next idea that I can give to you is, aside from claiming the free-to-play champion every single month, you're also going to want to hoard keys for pulls, and you're also going to want to collect any free rewards, any tours that you can do, any tours that you can get through, whether it's just normal, hard, as far as you can get. Even if at the beginning, you might only be able to do a certain amount because they're required superstars. But get in and do what you can, because those are resources that you didn't have. So it's better to have them instead of not have them. So never miss out on that. Clear as much content as you can. You're going to have your MLC content. You're going to have your weekend content, like this tour for Hall of Fame Triple H, as well as the Showdown. Now, when you deal with Showdown, as I mentioned earlier, Showdown is something you can do daily, but it's also weekend content. Weekend content normally deals with Showdown scrimmages, faction feuds, flash feuds, which is a period of periodical feuds throughout the weekend. Faction feuds are just one long stint. And then we also have faction boss battles. So you always are going to have weekend content that pertains to superstars and that are being released. So that means you're going to get opportunities to pick up shards from them. You might even get lucky with the milestone rewards from the contest and pick them and recruit them up like that. So you want to make sure that you're doing that. But when it comes to Showdown's going to be beneficial to you as well, because you're going to be able to pick up these characters just by grinding them out. You're going to get you're going to be able to get the resources, the shards you need to recruit them absolutely free. So a guy like Batista, I strongly advise, if you're free to play, pick him up, recruit him. Getting the tokens, you can get these characters in different shops. You can pick them up from faction, from the boss battle shop. You can pick them up from the superstar shop. You can pick them up from the faction shop alongside their medallions that you need to recruit them. And these characters are going to carry you a long way. So if you're a pay-to-play player, if you know you're going to be spending money, then you should invest in these characters, because they have abilities, because you have trainers, coaches, as well as promoters. And all the Icon of WrestleMania champions champions are promoters in one simple way or the other. They can help you out with feud battle points. They can help you out with boss battle scores. They can help you out with showdown notoriety. So a guy like Batista, as well as a waifu like Becky Lynch, these are people that you should invest in. More reason to log in every day. The sooner you unlock them, the better, because their resources aren't going to take away from your class specific resources either. You're going to be able to get them up to 6-star, 5-star, 6-star sooner compared to your other classes where it's going to be RNG out of the cases that you pull from your resources from your milestone contest. So you always want to work on all things, because as you can see, for showdowns only, earn 150% more for stipulation tours. That is something else that you're going to be working on during the dailies too. So you're always going to be working on things. You're always going to be staying on your P's and Q's, and you're always going to want to make sure you're taking care of that. Next up, as I mentioned, respect your, ultimately do as much as you can. It's all right. It's okay if you don't clear everything. There's plenty of contests and content that I can't clear because I don't have certain characters, but I'm blessed with the characters that I have, which leads into my next tip. Respect your roster and never spread yourself thin. I already said respect your resources, but also respect your roster. Don't complain, because at the end of the day, everyone's roster is a little bit different. There are some characters that everyone's going to have. Everyone has Showboat Rock. Everyone has Showboat Cena. But there's going to be times where you might pull someone that someone else doesn't. Someone might have Mutant Roman Reigns. Someone might have Hall of Fame Undertaker. Someone might have Uzi Machismo Razor Ramon. There is going to be diversity within accounts. There's going to be different ways. Somebody might run Undertaker Hall of Fame with the double blue black setup. Someone else might run it with the submission and the finisher with the gem boost setup. There are different ways to run characters, especially with straps, medals, and skill plates in play. Those are things that are also going to help you out, because you can take a character who's lackluster, put a strap on them, whether it's epic, legendary, or ultimate, and then change the game completely with what you're able to assemble to all at once. So you definitely want to respect your roster. At the end of the day, there's going to be some people who have 40 plus 5-star goals. There might be someone out there that has 60 6-stars, right? Okay, everyone's different. You get what you put in. But don't be discouraged. If anything, use that as motivation and inspiration. And if you're working on all your trainers, coaches, and promoters, right? And you finally get to a point when you get those keys, you get those free superstars, you get those shards, you're going to be able to go the distance. Because when it comes to your keys, when you do these pulls for your keys, you're always going to have your paid loot as well as your free-to-play loot. There are times where people get lucky with these keys and they pull a 5-star. They pull a 4-star gold. They pull a solid character out of here free. Or you might end up getting a lot of shards of somebody. You might pick up an old free-to-play unit like King Nakamura or Nikki Ash or MVP or the Hurricane. You might get someone crucial like a coach like Elias. You might pick up someone handy like Jerry King Lawler or Eddie Guerrero. So you want to make sure that you stock up as many keys as you can, because now you basically got a chance at least getting somebody at 3-star minimum, 4-star, 5-star highest, right? And then on top of that, you got a chance to pull some big shards for somebody. So not only do you recruit them, but you also get the shards needed to take their moves up, which is going to make it easier for you to stockpile your resources, and you'll be able to do what you need to do like that. So always make sure that you're staying on your P's and Q's. Always, because you never know what you might pull out of here. You might pull someone good. Aside from this loot, you're also going to have your Silver League loot. You're always going to have your loot too. After you do certain missions, you'll go up and you'll get better chances to pick up to other superstars from 3-star, 4-star to 5-star. So this is more reason for you to log in every single day. It's going to be more reason for you to go ahead and invest. You also want to make sure that you're hoarding your diamonds, you're hoarding your headliners, your loot to a certain point, and then you're pulling to get additional resources. You're going to get these things from talent ups. Now, starting out, you shouldn't be trying to do talent ups all the time. But at the end of the day, it is something that's going to play a role with you getting further, because then you can get skill plates off the prize wall, and the prize wall is also going to be beneficial to you. So you definitely want to make sure that you're doing what you can throughout the MLC, because you get currency. And just like with the weekend contest, you're going to have a certain type of currency that's going to allow you to get certain characters, certain loot, certain resources, right? So you want to take advantage of that, but you're also also always going to have an MLC prize wall where you're going to go ahead and get things. So in the beginning, stock up your Gauntlet Blitz tickets, because that is a thing that happens during the week too. Midweek showdowns is a thing that happens throughout the week. So you want to make sure that you take care of that. Get your turnbuckles so you can work on your perks. Getting perks through your MLC is also going to benefit you. So that's something crucial. And then, of course, you're also going to have things where you can get other resources. You're going to be able to pick up some TP, get some tokens, get some props, get some resources that are going to definitely help you out. And I strongly suggest that if you're beginning the game and you're just getting started, hoard up everything until the very end and then spend. So that way you can load up on everything all at once and just be very specific. If anything, your main goal for every MLC is just to zone in on that one MLC champion. Zone in on taking care of your trainers and coaches and promoters through the daily coin contest. Work on them. If you want to use TP, I say tread lightly at the very start, but it is going to be a thing. So the final two things I have to say is this. First and foremost, communicate with your faction. Ask your faction if you, after watching videos, again, you research. Knowledge is power. Learn on your own, but then consult with your faction to look at your roster and be like, hey, how can I optimize this character so I can get through what I need to? Or who should I be focusing in on just so I know? And I understand this is a game and you should be able to play it the way you want to play it. But in the beginning, you want to be smart with your roles. You want to apply discipline. You want to know how to properly invest in your roster first before you start pumping coins and resources into everybody and anybody. That is crucial. Establishing discipline. Instead of just pulling someone, I'm going to dump everything into them. Unless it's a God tier unit, you even still want to capitalize, because you're always going to have contests going on. You're always going to have a solo contest. You're going to have a TP contest, the coin contest, the faction contest, the solo contest. So it's always about picking your spots with these type of events and making sure you get more bang for your buck. There's no point in you spending coins, splurging coins on a Saturday like crazy when you know that you got a coin contest Sunday through Thursday, right? So that's when you spend coins. And just because it takes 26 million or 30 million plus coins to max out a coin contest doesn't mean you got to spend all those coins like that every single day. You can do a couple million here, a couple million there, a couple million here, a couple million there. Get up to a point where you're getting the tokens for the MLC free-to-play champion to get them up as high as you can. Get enough so you can get enough shirts so you can spend on the prize wall. And then falling back. That's all you got to do. You just got to play it smart and play it safe. But communicating with your faction is going to make it easier for you to make certain moves and, evade others so you can be able to come out on top when it's all said and done. And my final tip is going to be simple. Have fun. At the end of the day, this is a game. But I would rather you just be smart starting out. So until you get your footing, until you get your foundation down, be smart. Invest in the moves where no one's going to be batting an eye at. If you're going and putting coins into the MP trainers, the gem gen trainers, the gem destruction, the gem and move damage characters. If you're doing moves like that, I doubt anyone in your faction, especially your higher ups, are going to be batting an eye at you, looking at you like, what are you doing? They understand. A lot of us, like me, there were certain characters that I hadn't touched in years. And then I saw a video and I understood. Yeah, I should have been working on them. So that's something you want to do. You want to capitalize on contest milestones. You want to capitalize on the prize wall. Hoard your keys. Hoard your Silver League loot so you can do big pulls, big mass pulls, so you might be able to pull something good. Doing singles is not a good idea. If you like playing other games, use the store offers so that way you can be able to benefit. Do IGC cash pulls. You might get lucky there. Do it during a cash contest so you can get milestones there. Get bang for your buck. You want to get returns on your investments in this game, and that is critical to this. So at the end of the day, my 10 tips right now are this: link your account via Facebook as well as the portal. Join a faction, do expeditions, do missions, clear out the shop so you can recruit superstars that way. Absolutely free to play. Get resources like coins and tokens. If you want to do gear pulls, that's up to you. But only do gear pulls for characters that you have. And even then, the RNG is RNG. And if you're spending money, more than likely they're going to come out with an offer later on down the line so you can bypass the gear pulls. You can just focus in on getting the IOW, the icons of WrestleMania loot, and do it that way. Also, make sure to do your research on the portal, on the blog, as well as on YouTube, so you know what's going on, you know how to run your characters, you know what to do on that side. Next up, log in daily. Take care of all your class tours, your Dead Man's Dailies for coins. Make sure to keep your login streak going so you can get that bonus, that boost, that ×4, ×5, possibly ×6 boost on your resources, as well as take care of your MLC contest tours. Make sure to take care of your road tour whenever you can. Get in and get out, do what you can, and have fun, especially with the auto option, with the speed. You can be able to do certain things hands-free. You don't have to touch anything and go on about your way. Next up, respect your resources. Coins, TP, tokens, and health packs. Those things are hard to come by. Coins are going to be easier to get. TP is RNG. You're not always guaranteed the same amount of TP every single drop, and the same comes when it comes to the bags and stuff that you acquire. I strongly suggest hoarding any token cases, any TP bags, any cases that you get. Hoard them up until a certain point, and then push the button and collect all, because then that's going to put you further ahead. I would honestly make it a mission of yours to not touch anything that you get from the road. Just stockpile it, hoard it in your inventory, and leave it there. Do not touch it at all, because that's going to come back to help you out later. I do it often with mine. I'll get to a certain point, I'll stockpile, and then I'll claim all, clear out, and press reset, and keep on going about my business. Work on your universal trainers. Take care of your trainers, coaches, and promoters. They're going to help you out. If you don't like feuding, but you know that you got a feud promoter, then that's going to help you out, because by boosting and upgrading and enhancing your feud promoter, not only are you working on a champion that can clear content for you, but they're also going to benefit your account by helping you get a bigger and better score, so that way you are able to get out sooner rather than later. Also, another thing is, if you got contest superstars, they're going to give you boosts through tours and different types of content. If not, don't worry about it. Just do what you can where you can. Next up, recruit the free-to-play champions all the time. Hoard your keys as well as your Silver League loot pulls, and make sure to claim any free rewards via the portal or in-game. There's always certain things that pop up in the store. We just had a character called X-Pac, Hall of Fame Technician, S-tier plus character, where literally you logged in first, you got him at 3-star, you logged in a couple days after, you got enough shards to fuse him up to 4-star silver. So the same can be applied. There's always a character that's going to be available, whether on the portal because of requirements for an upcoming MLC tour, or just because of a layout. They might surprise you and say, hey, here, claim this character. We want everyone to have them because you're going to need them sooner or later. So that's something you want to do, and you don't want to miss out on that. There was a real great character last year, John Cena, Legend Acrobat, Ghostbusters, who's a god tier unit, and he was absolutely free. Everybody was able to get him absolutely free. So you always want to make sure that you're logging in, you're recruiting your free-to-play champions. Even if you don't get the Chase Champion of the month, you're getting a free character. And sometimes those characters are absolutely busted and worth taking up to 6-star over characters that are released via the Mega Superstar loot over the weekend. So you always want to make sure you're recruiting them and working on them as high as possible. And even after the MLC clears and their specialty tokens go away, that gives you more opportunity to specifically zone in and take care of them. After that, you want to make sure, again, clear as much weekly and weekend content as you can. It's going to be a stretch at the beginning, but if you do things right, you hoard up, you collect your daily rewards, your daily resources, you can stockpile your daily login resources and keep hoarding your resources that you get from tours, the resources you get from milestones, because the milestone rewards are going to pop open, you're going to get those immediately. But the things that you get from the tours, from the road, you're going to be able to take and put into into your inventory, and you don't have to touch them at all. Next up, respect your roster. It doesn't matter where you are. It's all about where you're headed. I started off with characters that I don't use anymore. But guess what? They all serve the purpose. John Cena, didn't use him. I chose Rock over him, but I took him up to 5-star. And now it's great because his ability wasn't critical. At 16K, yellow gem damage is 45%. Plus, he's an additional yellow MP trainer. So he helps out my guy Snoop, the Hall of Fame. He helps out my zombie Dom. So that was a good look, taking him up. You always want to respect everyone. Everyone's going to serve a purpose. You might not use every character forever, but in the present, when you are using them, have respect for them because they are going to carry you until you get someone good, until you pull that husbando or waifu of your dreams. And also think about this too with the daily logins. You're going to get shards and shards. They rotate the characters, but there's a chance you might pop open a bag from a milestone contest reward or from the login, and you might get a superstar immediately, and that changes your account. But respect your account always. Respect your superstars, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's in control. You're the one who's choosing to invest in characters. You're the one who's choosing to neglect characters. So always respect your account and respect the moves that you do. And there's nothing wrong with making mistakes. We make mistakes, but by communicating with your faction, you won't make that many mistakes. So that is critical there. And communicating with your faction is going to be beneficial because you're always going to know there's going to be faction feuds. You need to communicate with your faction. Let them know, hey, I got somebody who I thought they had a couple 2-star, 3-star goals. I could take care of them, but they slipped a 6-star in there. Can you take care of them for me? Okay, I got you. You finish up or suicide your weakest person, I'll hop in, take care of it, so we can get back out and hop back in and take care of content and get some more scores for the fam. That's what you want to do. Faction boss battles. Hey, do you have the right boss breaker equipped? You might want to go in and change that one out and put that one in, put a couple levels in. You've been going in and doing your faction expeditions. You should have enough to buy those faction expedition boss breaker coins so we can make some moves real quick. Let's go ahead and handle that. That is what you do. It is a family. It is a community. We are fam. There are toxic people. There are negative people. But there are tons of positive minds in here and people with great big hearts that want to help players out. They are just waiting for someone to ask for help. And you're not going to get help if you're not humble enough to ask for it. But there's always someone there that's going to help you out. So never be afraid to ask a question. A question isn't a dumb question. The worst question the worst question there is a question that's never been asked. Ask the question but beforehand, do your research. And if you don't understand, then ask the question. But if you could put 1 and 1 together and get 2, then there's no need to ask it. But if you just want a second opinion, there's nothing wrong with that. Just explain that so you don't get trolled, okay? And finally, once again, have fun. There are over 400 superstars, maybe 500 superstars now in the game. There's literally 4 to 5 always released every single month. Have fun. You might not have all the God tier, S+, S tier champions, but you can still have fun with the characters that you have. Every character has a trainer or coaching ability, whether universal or niche. They serve a purpose. They can be used for trainers, coaches, and promoters. They can be used to clear your waifu content, your women's content. They can be used to clear your male husbando content. It is a game. Do not overthink it. It's cool to have big brain moments. It's cool to cheese content one way or the other, but always know to have fun. You also have things like moments you can invest in that are going to make things easier depending on the superstars you have. You're also going to have straps that you can equip on characters at a certain point. 3-star, 4-star, you want to utilize these straps to also help you. And those are going to give you a buff. But ultimately, that is what you want to do. Those are my top 10 tips for this game. I'm sorry that I took so long with this, but I am going to get off of here. I do have a very important video that I'm going to release tomorrow concerning my future in Champions, but this is enough. If there's anyone watching and you got tips that you want to give out to the people that are just getting started in the game, please, I am always open armed with you leaving knowledge down in the comments below. It's not about the likes. It's not about the subscribers. It is about giving access to knowledge to people who want to give this game a shot. We want this game to thrive. That means not just having old blood, but also being open arms to new blood as well. I love every single one of you. I want every single one of you to win. I am grateful for every single one of you. Thank you so much to whoever watches this video. If you have any questions, if you need any more specific breakdowns, I am always doing my best to leave to respond back to anyone who asks a question. No matter how old the video is, I will touch back down. Even if it's a years, and someone finds an old video of mine and I see a comment, I will reach out and talk to you. That is what it's about, okay? I'm not on no mountain where you can't touch me. I'm a human just like you. I know what it was like. I know what it was like watching Mark Rangley, Big Papa Brian, listening to Tuveman, Davey D, and Vengeful One, watching Gear San, to picking brains in streams. I know what it's like to not have knowledge. I know what it's like to have go out of my way and find a mentor in this game and become a better player. That's what I'm here to do, to spread the love.